Hi, George Markowski coming to you live for the Positive Property Show, live in our group, the Australian Property Investors. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or a glass of wine and check the timer up here. If you're watching live, type in #live, just so I know you're there and you're watching. And many of you watch the replay, so please type in #replay so I know that you've watched this video. This is about investing in property and creating financial freedom. This is for our Freedom Tribe. So if you want to invest in property, you want to create freedom, you should be watching this, so pay attention. But if you get offended easy and you're a snowflake, I suggest you switch off now because it's probably not for you.
My mate George here, he retired at the age of 37 by investing in property. Mate, I feel like I'm with royalty today.
I think George is a great mentor because he really does care. The George I know, I met him 3 years ago, he does care. That's why he does his work. So I can talk to you about cash flow and all those things. George is better at that than me.
Property guru George Markowski from Positive Property Solution joins us now. George, good morning to you.
How are you, George?
Okay guys, me and my team are about to go live, so make sure you grab your beverage of choice, sit down, and you're in for an amazing show. Hello and welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's
Yes. Look, it's really good to be back. We're trying a new format today, and we're here live. So hello everyone. If you're watching live, type in #live. For the people watching the replay, #replay. We're live in our Facebook group, Australian Property Investors. So come and find us there. Tonight we're going to be talking about how to cut your mortgage in half. And one of our clients,
this is out.
yeah, one of our members, Tony, he's actually going to be presenting later in our private group talking about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do the normal catch up on the property news and see what's going on.
Yeah, what's happening, George?
Well,
What's the latest?
Well, the latest. I mean, look, the RBA held rates. And we expected that. Now,
Hey, look, at least they didn't rise them.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, they're not going to rise. It's not going to happen. But America dropped theirs by 0.5.
Yeah, which is interesting because Australia normally follows.
Yes, we don't follow that quickly though. So they expected a 0.25, but the Fed went in aggressive and went 0.5 and wanted to go in quick. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Yep. So they're smart. They're smart. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get their economy working better. That's what they're doing. Now, the thing is, with Australia, we always follow America, but it take a bit of time to get there. That's all. So the RBA, they're saying they're not going to put rates down until next year, probably February.
So they're going to make us wait.
Yeah. Now, I prefer the RBA taking their time on the way down and on the way up because it's a smoother experience for everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I can hear a puppy.
You don't want to be jumping all over the place with interest rates because that can cause a bit of instability.
Well, if you go to, because the RBA, what they normally do, go in hard, raising the rates, go in hard, knocking them down, and that's the thing. So the good news is it's going to happen because the banks, their long-term fixed interest rates, a lot of the banks like Westpac and CBA have dropped them already.
Yes, so, from what I heard, Macquarie as well last week.
Yes, exactly. So it looks like it's on the cards finally.
Finally.
So the thing is, now that it's happening, and we always knew it was going to happen, right?
Yeah, it was just a matter of time. The current interest rates were unsustainable, and there's only so long people can afford that sort of rate, I guess, with what they're paying.
Well, especially with inflation and rates at the same time. So if you look at this, right, basically, when you look at with the interest rates, they get it. That we always knew they're going to drop it because interest rates are a little bit like the seasons, right?
What season are we in now then with interest rates, out of curiosity?
Well, okay, it's winter at the moment.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, and we're coming into spring.
Jon Snow kept warning everyone, winter's coming, and it happened, right?
But no one took him seriously.
But now we're in spring because it's starting to thaw out. And the thing is,
Ice is starting to melt.
but what we have to realize with economic cycles, that the property market and the interest rate market goes with ups and downs.
It ebbs and flows. Yeah.
That's right. So what you have to realize, if you're a long-term smart investor, you don't get too excited when it's summer because you know winter's coming. And
That's
you don't
right.
get too depressed when it's winter because you know summer's coming around the
Summer's
corner.
coming, yeah.
Exactly.
We've always got to plan for the future, and we're not playing checkers here. We're playing 4D chess.
Exactly. And that's where most people get it wrong. See, most people, they panic and when it's like winter and go, oh no, property prices and this and that. But
Doom and gloom.
if property prices correct, they're going to go up again. And if they're booming, they're going to correct again. So
That's
what we need to do is we need to look at the long-term plan and work out how are we going to make capital growth out of this market consistently year after year for the long term. That's the important part.
Yeah, you want to get that consistency. You don't want to be doing that knee-jerk reaction or following the crowd. You don't want to be like lemmings running off a cliff when certain things happen in the market and you just follow the herd. You need to really be planning ahead and be doing things a lot smarter.
Exactly. And the thing is, what we have to realize is that with interest rates going down, now's the time to get your ducks in a row and really get things organized. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
and
Now's
one
the
thing-
time.
Yep. And we've got a model where we've got 9 accelerators, 9 different strategies. When you put them together, they really work powerfully. It's like synergy. You've heard of synergy, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Yep. Because, 1 + 1 = 2. But if you've got 4 or 5 things together, it doesn't equal 5, it equals 10
Mm-hmm.
because you make more return. And what we're going to talk about later is we're going to talk about how to pay off your mortgage in half the time. But not only that, we're going to explain how to do that. And there's one key component, which is you've got to get a loan that serves you, not the bank.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's
So
3 types of loan. The 3 types of loan you can get. You can get a loan that serves the bank. You go to a bank, get a loan that serves the bank. And the bank will give you a loan that they can make the most money out of. It's not going to serve you or your long-term goals. Or you can go to a broker, just anyone off the street, and they can get you a loan. And they're more serving you because they're going to get you a better deal. But they're not serving your long-term goals because they don't understand the strategy or how to do it.
Right.
But see, what we do at Golden Key is we perfect it by going, okay, what are your goals? Now let's get a loan that's not just going to serve you today, going to serve you in the future.
For the rest of your life.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. Because you've got to think about the future. Don't think about today. Think about the future. And that's the key.
About not just the next investment property, but the one after that. You've got to be thinking 2 or 3 investment properties ahead, really.
Like what you said before, it's not a game of checkers. It's a game of 4D chess. And if you learn the 4D chess and learn how to move forward, then what's happening is you're constantly getting your offset account, your equity, and your borrowing capacity inching up. And each six months, you keep reevaluating, getting more valuations, and building up your portfolio up to the stage where once you get on autopilot, then you're licensed to print money. You've got properties that are really acting like an ATM machine where you get money every week.
Yeah, what it comes down to is you really need someone who understands leverage and who can see those opportunities, because it's okay to be thinking about, that investment property that you might be refinancing for, pulling that equity out, but understanding how you can keep leveraging. And that's, I guess, where the rapid mortgage reduction comes into the equation, because it's one thing to get investment properties, but then we've got to pay off these mortgages.
Yes. And the thing is, it's not about working harder. A lot of people think, okay, we won't go out for dinner, save more money, pay extra payments, and blah, blah, blah. It's not about working
I see
hard.
a lot of people with that old school mentality where they think that they have to save extra and then put that extra money towards the mortgage, and they've got a principal and interest structure, and they put every cent and they scrape and save and they do overtime and they put it all onto the principal of that property.
That's not the way to do it, because they've missed one big thing you mentioned before.
You're serving the bank. You're not serving yourself.
The thing they missed out on as well is leverage.
And you're not leveraging, correct.
And that's what it's real. The real key is leverage. So what I want to do is I want to talk about Anthony Albanese quickly,
Okay.
because he's gone at it again. I'm going to just share my presentation.
What's he done now?
What's he done now? Okay, what he's done, he's tried to hide it, but he is looking at, they were modeling how
I
to
can
get rid of.
see what you're sharing Restream here, George.
Can you see now?
No, it's just showing
Okay.
Restream
Okay, great. Okay,
multiple
well,
times.
let me stop that, because
Places.
that's, it's like an infinite loop. Like Dark Matters, that movie, you know what I mean? Infinite loop. We don't want that. We don't want an infinite loop.
That's better.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to just talk about it. So what happened was he recently got his treasurer to model getting rid of negative gearing.
Right.
Right now, the Labor Party, they love to do this. They really like talking about getting rid of negative gearing.
Oh, they've been talking about it for the past 20 years.
Yes, they have. And Bill Shorten actually used it as one of his key election things. And it worked really well for him. So well, he lost in a landslide.
That's how popular he was. Not very
Exactly.
all.
Nick said the ox is slow, but the earth is patient. Absolutely. Totally. Love it. Love it. So anyway, he's talking about getting rid of negative gearing again, right? So what he's trying to do, at the moment, we've got a massive issue with supply. We don't have enough properties.
We can see a lovely bit of artwork here, how to virtually cut your mortgage in half.
You can see it?
Yes.
Right.
Woo! Housing industry attacks Labor's negative gearing.
Okay, there you go. Can you see this?
Yes.
Great. So they're saying increase the tax on housing. They're trying to increase the tax on housing by getting rid of negative gearing because they want to get a more housing supply. Now, as we know, that sounds like the opposite. Because if you increase tax on housing, this is going to result in less investment in housing, fewer houses being built,
Yeah.
and a worsening affordability challenge and less properties.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the actual investors that are the problem. Actually, we need more investors so more people have got somewhere to rent. Right? And if you look at this,
investors are the solution, not the problem.
Yes, if you look at mortgage share here, the blue is investors and the orange is first home buyers. As you can see, investors have overtaken the first home buyers quite dramatically. There was a bit of a crossover there, but that's what we need.
Wow, yeah.
Now, if you look at dwelling completions versus population change.
Which line's which, George? Can you say that again? Is orange?
Okay, orange is first home buyers, blue is investors.
Oh, okay, yeah, got
Then
it.
if you look at this next graph, red's the population and blue is completions of houses.
Wow. Look at that gap. That's massive.
Yeah, it's a massive gap. And then look at this. Australian resident population. So by 2060, we expect to have about 40 million people.
Wow.
Now, how do I stop the screen share?
There you go. And we're back.
Great, excellent. So there you go. So the RBA haven't reduced interest rates.
Shame.
Now, Labor are trying to get some stuff through and try to make the RBA more independent. And the Greens said they'll actually support their bill, but only if they force them to reduce interest
I
rates.
was going to say, I've heard talk of them saying they're going to force them to reduce interest rates.
Look,
Which is interesting.
I'm not a big fan of people that don't know what they're doing forcing the RBA to do something, right? I'd rather we really look at what we're doing with purpose and make sure we do the right thing. Now,
Yeah, agree.
I think we need to reduce interest rates, and I think February is fine. You know why I'm happy with February?
Why?
Gives us more time to buy more bargains. Because I'm going on a buying spree, as you know. You are too. We're going shopping. And we're not buying Gucci. We're not buying Ferrucci or Versace. What are we buying, Christina? What do you and I, when we go shopping, what do we buy?
Property.
That's right. You know, when we got
That's a house.
that's right. When we got a spending spree, we don't go to those expensive shops, we go and buy property. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun, don't you reckon?
Oh, you got to put your money in property. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, look, I think the only thing you'd want to get a loan for is property, nothing else. You don't want to get a loan for a holiday or, for a business, it's hard because it's risky and it's very high, or a car, because it doesn't go up in value, it goes down in value. But investment property is always going up. So it's the best way to go.
Well, that goes back to understanding good debt and bad debt, ultimately.
It does. And the fact of it is, good debt is good and bad debt is bad, but it's not that simple. Yeah, so I think that's excellent. So anyway, I thought what we'd do is go to our private group now with Tony.
Okay. Excellent. Let's talk about rapid mortgage reduction.
I've always said, Mark Zagami said, as always, having your partner on the same page and goals as you, it makes it so much easier. Absolutely. Look, if your life partner doesn't support your life goals, your life's going to be very hard.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. And what you've got to do is you've got to try to get on the same page, right? Because I notice sometimes we have either one of the other partners, it's either the woman in the relationship or the guy in the relationship, and it's different all the time. They want to invest in property, and the other person just hasn't been exposed to what I do, and they're shitting themselves, and they're not sure about it. And I always tell people, you've got to get your partner on the same page. You've got to educate them. You've got to get them fired up or prove it, because once you get one property and you make money, a lot easier to get them on board. A bit harder.
Back to understanding investing in real estate in Australia.
Yeah.
As a way to get ahead financially.
And the best part is, if you're part of our group, every Thursday night, you come along to our weekly session, which we're going to start now, and you get to meet other people, see what they do, and that way you can build confidence and really see so many people doing such amazing things in property and just kicking ass. I mean, our 2-day workshop, I was so proud to see so many of our members just doing so well. And just, we had Kane up on stage and you were going through his property portfolio and he made over $600,000 in 2 years. Then we had someone else that made $90,000 in 1 week. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Would you be able to name a few suburbs in Queensland where I should invest next week? Rupak, I could, but then I'd have to kill you. So Calissa says, hello, joined 2 weeks ago. Hi, Calissa. So look, I don't share our top 100 very often because I save that for our group and for our paid members. We're investing in Queensland at the moment. Brisbane's an excellent area to buy. Good luck with it. If you need help, reach out to our team. Maybe they can help you. But I can't do it in public. Wouldn't be fair on anyone. So look, I think it's been a great session. I can't wait to get together with Tony, one of our members, who paid off his mortgage really quickly. He's going to share what he did, how he followed the system and did it, which is great.
Well, yeah, he implemented the strategy and got the results. So that's
excellent. Well, I'll meet you in our private Zoom. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.